Hey guys, it's Chape the Grape here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about upstairs in my house, and I'll give you more of a story about it in just a second. So here's the entranceway to get up there. Of course, it's got super dingy old carpet. This carpet's well older than the early 2000s. This has been here when my parents moved in the early or mid 90s, whatever. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. But anyway, upstairs, of course, we got the vacuum there. Now, a little bit of a short story. Of course, I've lived here since I was little. Then when we moved to Arkansas about 2 years ago, my sister ended up moving here, so that's why we still have the house. And then after a year later, we moved back, and she moved out. Well, this was my room, if you've ever seen any of my previous old videos from 3 or 4 years ago. I've done plenty of videos here. I might have already said that, but anyway. So yeah, we just got done cleaning. It was a disaster because there was a bunch of trash. Of course, we got all these trash bags here. All this stuff, that's not all trash. That's just, most of it's, it basically is a storage room. Well, anyway, I got just little stuff that my nieces and nephews, at my other sister's house, there's no room for it. Got my Hot Wheels, other stuff like that. But anyway, the point is we vacuumed it, all that kind of stuff. And if you can see a bunch of broken walls and whatnot, reason being is, you know how teenage boys are. So when my two nephews' room were up here, they'd always get into fights, whatever, whatnot. They bashed each other into the walls. It's just drywall, of course. But yeah, we cleaned it. It was a disaster, of course, like I said. But it's nice now. Bad thing about these windows, though, up here, they're original from the 50s. They're really shot, rotten. But that's besides the point. The electricity outlets, I would say they're original, minus the front plate, of course. But yeah. But anyway, so my family plans on getting these walls fixed eventually. Obviously, any more drywall, as far as I know, it's pretty expensive. Even if it's not, none of us has even a little money to spare when it comes to stuff like that. It's not all that important, but of course it's something we need to get fixed eventually. Even with the insulation and without the holes, even when they didn't have any holes in them, in the walls. Where was my hand? Oh, there it is. But anyway, in the summertime, it gets so hot up here, even with 2 ACs in both windows at both ends. In the wintertime, it gets so freezing no matter what. Like, again, it's there's barely any insulation, but even with it, you can see how half-assed it is and how shot it is. But anyway, forbidden cotton candy. But anyway, that's why I hated my room being up here, because it was unbearable in the summer and unbearable in the winter. I'd get colds every morning. I'd have a cold, a sore throat, and all that. But yeah, we're going to eventually get the walls fixed up. My mom's wanting me to put my room back up here, but I really don't want to. Again, it's unbearable. But other than that, it's basically the size of the entire house, the whole square foot, minus, whatever little bit is in the walls, of course. But that's all just... But yeah, I'll have a clip of I'll show you basically what it looks like in there. But anyway, so this is pretty much all it looks like in here. Runs the entire length of the house, of course. There's one on this side, and there's a slightly bigger one on the other side. In fact, I'll show you. There's a little attic. Well, I mean, technically, this entire upstairs is the attic, but I'm assuming before when the house was built originally, I don't know if these walls were here. But this is what this looks like. It got all my stuff in here, all my other stuff. That runs the length too. That's the chimney, of course. What's that? Corn bursts. I thought it said corn biscuits. But anyway, yeah, just a bunch of storage shit in here now. And you see it's got a little bit of a wooden floor here. Well, that only runs along just here. Anything back there's no floor. It's just, old ripped up 1940s and 50s newspaper and whatnot. And I see an old shoe over there too. Bet you I threw there. Oh, it's blurry, but I bet you I threw it there years ago. But anyway, this is what it looks like in here.